Since 2020, a lot of people have had to work in closer proximity to one another and start working from home. Over the past 3 years, we've learned a lot about working together and working with one another in a way that is healthy and sustainable for us. So here are 3 best tips on working together from home as a couple. Wait until the end and we will share more practical resources to help you with this.
Now, these might seem like they're pretty basic, but that's kind of the point behind them. They're basic and they help keep you on track when you're working together. So the first one is actually creating a rhythm with your partner at home.
So Levi and I do different things every single day throughout the day. We have different work schedules, we have different things we're working on, but the morning is the time that we do have a set rhythm of things that we do every single day.
So our mornings will be a short workout, we will make breakfast together, and then we will read a resource. So this allows us to be together and almost get like a fill for the day, and then we can go our separate ways and actually get some work done, not being distracted by the other person.
Yeah, for us, this is a good way for us to connect and it's worked for our lifestyle. I know that often people that work during the day will connect in the evening, but we really like the morning time as kind of like how we're starting our day and then going from there about our separate things. This doesn't have to be necessarily tied to the morning. It's just experimenting and finding something that works for you as a couple, whether that's in the evening, maybe it's in the middle of the day that you're gonna go out and get a coffee together or something like that, but just finding something that works for you.
So maintaining that rhythm is gonna be really valuable.
Okay, so the second thing is gonna be respecting one another's boundaries. And so in order to do that, you obviously need to figure out what boundaries are and kind of like experiment with different ones.
I would say a big boundary that I've noticed in Victoria, maybe not myself as much, is actually physical space. So when Victoria is in her work space, I generally will not go interrupt her because it's kind of her time to work. It's the middle of the day. I don't need to be interrupting her. I have my stuff I can do. I think literally kind of sectioning yourself off can be a good way to actually set a boundary.
Yeah, for me, it's really important to have like a different space that I work in and that I live in. And obviously we live in a small basement suite. We don't really have the luxury of having like a whole set aside office, but just having my own desk has helped so much to feel like I have like, this is my workspace. And then when I'm on the couch, Levi, like that's when we're just
free game.
Out. Yeah. Whereas Levi doesn't care about that as much. I feel like you're kind of more chill.
More chill.
And the second thing for me would be conversations and talking about business. Because Levi and I work together, it can really easily come into like every aspect of our life instead of having like its own section. Like it's not like we go to work and then come home and it's done. Yeah,
it can't become a conversation in bed at 12 a.m.
Yeah, that is a harsh boundary for me. Is like I don't want to talk about if it's after 9 p.m. I don't want to talk about our business. I don't want to talk about things that we need to do or emails that I need to respond to or anything like that. Like that's like our personal time, not business time. So whereas I feel like you also don't care about that as much.
I'm pretty loosey-goosey.
Yeah, Levi's a lot more chill about things than I am, but this is definitely why we've needed to have this conversation and be able to establish that that's like an okay boundary for both of us.
Another great boundary is actually having time of silence, essentially. We would say, I'm putting my headphones in.
That's our
don't
cue.
Don't talk to me.
Yep.
Right?
When we put our headphones in.
Silence is a good boundary.
Yeah.
The third one, and I think is a big one, is somehow, some way set up your space so that it actually can have a home life feel and a work feel. It can be tricky, and we know this, we understand we're in a small basement suite, like we've mentioned, but we moved everything just recently behind us. We moved a whole bookshelf, we moved our couch, we rearranged everything to make it feel like we could have a work spot for Victoria's desk, and then also like a living room spot to where we can walk around a bookshelf and it's like living area.
Yeah. We waited so long to do this because we really were like, oh, well, maybe we'll get a bigger place or maybe it's fine. Like, I don't need the separation. But I wish that we had done it earlier because it definitely makes a difference.
It took some brain power to figure out how to make this
work.
Levi
really was trying to put all the pieces together. So along with that, making your home somewhere that you actually enjoy being in, I think is really important. When you're not going to an office, you're not leaving, like you're in your house all the time. So you definitely want to make it enjoyable. You don't need to go break the bank, but we definitely like to have like a few little things that just make our home nice and that we use while we're working. So for us, that's like a nice bag of coffee that we can make drinks with, and then also having like candles and diffusers. Like that's like my thing. Anything, like do you have anything that you?
I bought a new espresso machine, so.
So that's Leo's contribution to the office life.
It is, okay, well like, I'm saving money at home. I buy my bag of coffee.
This month you've not gone out for coffee at all.
Not much. I'm just making it at home.
I'm impressed.
Okay, so we put a little list together. We are gonna recap some of the things we talked about, and this is the practical side of it. things you can get or buy, resources we've loved and used that help us work together.
Okay, so the first one is AirPods Pro have been the best thing ever.
Or like sound canceling
I guess
headphones.
any sound
It doesn't
canceling
have to be AirPods Pro.
I just love my AirPods.
They are good. They're great.
Put my headphones in.
Peace out. The next thing that we just talked about was good drinks. Things that make being home actually feel okay.
Yeah, and not having to feel like you need to go and get a coffee every single day out. Okay, the third thing is having nice candles and a diffuser. That's a big one for me. I really like having nice scents. Obviously, I'm not gonna burn candles all day long, but I like to have my diffuser going on my desk. And I don't know if Levi likes it or not, but.
We've used this thing called a marriage journal. We've been working together for almost 3 years now, and we found that we needed to talk about some grievances sometimes, maybe see where we're at with each other, our budget, and a marriage journal is...
and also good things.
Good things as well, yeah. Like what we enjoyed this week, what we want to do this week with that person on a date. So a marriage journal is a structured way in actually being able to go through those things and spend intentional time as a couple.
Okay, the third thing for me, because again, I'm someone who likes to have the boundaries with the conversations, is having a work group chat. So just like an iMessage thread that isn't the same as our normal text thread. So if I want to put something in there for us to talk about or like that we need to do the next day, I can put it in there and it's not like in Levi and I's normal texts. That's helped me. Levi does not care about it, but I love it.
Again, all these things are for Victoria.
I love boundaries.
I'm with the flow. Something that I'm not good at, but it's definitely a good resource, a Google Calendar.
Or any calendar.
Or any calendar. I love a physical calendar. I love just looking at it, writing on it, replacing it every month. But I do understand that Google Calendar organizes your life.
Yep, and you definitely need to use it as a couple and kind of talk through your calendar. It's so easy to just like coast through life and assume the other person knows what you're doing, but actually checking in on like, oh, what do you have going on this week, and going through it together. So helpful.
That's all we got for some of our little tips from the past 3 years of us working together. If you have any more or new insights that we didn't touch on,
please leave them below. We'll try them out.
Comment them. We will try them out. Peace out.